My name's Malcolm Mills. I'm going to be reading from my latest novel entitled Beyond the Shickshock Mountains, a Canadian Talon saga. Beginning in the second section today. Chapter 1. It was cold on top of Butterpot. 1,000 feet above the sea, the wind brought men to their knees and boys to their bellies. But onward he came. The boy was 12, and his threadbare jacket and torn, worn trousers flapped angrily in ragged strips as he skirted the watch tilts in the darkness and struggled inland. His name was Shanigan Thomas Murphy, and for 11 miles he had struggled through bog, swamp, thorn, and thistle to reach this place. He stood alone now in the forest, a ragged waif in clothes too small and hair too long. His eyes stared wide in the firelight, a vivid contrast to the ebony shadows surrounding him. Bravely he waited, swallowing hard at the haunting silence, yet firmly erect, with chin held high. "Hello, is anybody there?" His voice cracked, faded, and caught again. A cool breeze moaned through the trees encircling the camp. Nothing else stirred. A trembling voice of a small boy lost itself in the pitch black of the darkness beyond the firelight. "Please, please, please come out." It was the first human sound since his arrival. A dozen men listened warily from the darkness, a dozen or more masterless men, a dozen desperate men. Only the Indians dared come here, and they came but rarely. A long moment passed. He stood bravely upright, his ragged coat flapping about him. He called again into the night. There was something about him, something strong and significant. A ragged woolen stocking cap was drawn low over his ears, but his hands were bare and bloodied from clambering over the rough stone and the rocky boulders of the island. He called again. "I am alone. I came all alone. Honest, I did. Please come out from there." Still, the taunting whistle of a freshening wind remained his solitary response. It was past 9 o'clock in the evening, and the night remained cool even in June. He stood in the clearing in a thick stand of stunted spruce, mindful of the eerie silence, unsteady with fatigue. Ghostly moving shapes and shadows born of the flickering firelight raised the hackles on his neck as he waited. The fire was there and the dwellings were there, but not a soul spoke. Yet he knew that they watched him from the inky black shadows of the wood. A tear seared hotly from tired eyes, and hastily he brushed it away. "I was very careful. Really I was. I brought no soldiers, and no one followed. Honestly. Please come out." Exhaustion caused his vision to blur, and he wavered on his feet. With a staggered step he turned full circle to search the trees once more. His eyes burned with fatigue as he struggled to focus on each and every shadow and place of concealment, for he knew that they were in hiding, awaiting his leaving, but he would not go. He had come too far, and where would he go? Where could he go?